So welcome back to another week. So it's a couple of days later since you would have seen the last video. I think we're actually nearly a week since I actually videoed anything. We've been busy with the tractor run. So we had a tractor run the weekend for a friend of mine, Aaron Fahy, and it was unbelievable. We had 220 tractors, 25 tractors, 50 or 60 lorries and 50 or 60 cars. It was unbelievable turnout. We raised some amount of money for him, but yeah, it was great. So we got that done. So that's consumed most of the time. So we got the tractors all washed up. They're all on it there, bar one. So hate to actually, young fella that drove this now, he done a great job on it. I don't want to put on the sprayer because it's going to get destroyed now, but you look, have to do that. So what we're doing at the moment is I am going to put on the sprayer here now. So the spray man left off the spray there last week. So we've got Tower, Stride and Spavario, I think it's called. That's it there, to go on. So weed killer and aphicide, and that is just kind of like a sticker as far as I know. No, it's a herbicide, never mind. Stride's a herbicide. I don't need sticker, it's not going to rain. But yeah, I'm going to get the sprayer on. I just have to... No, she's washed out. Washed out the sprayer, so I'm ahead of myself. So I'll put the sprayer on, back up, put her on her, and we'll get out into the fields because it's time to be spraying. So crops are really belting on, the weather's mild. We haven't had much rain. Yeah, thought we had a bit of rain there on Sunday, the one day we didn't want it. But yeah, other than that, now we're not going too bad. We're not going too bad now. All the cattle are in. Some are on hay, the smaller lads are on hay, the bigger lads are on silage. And yeah, the shed is a mess, the yard is a mess, but we'll get cleaning up fairly shortly. You have to put all them bags together to be recycled. Cardboard broke down, again to be recycled and whatnot. One pass just going to blow the crap off it there. I have to blow down the balers, and then we have to roll some barley. So I'm going to roll some barley for the cattle. Real small roller there. We only roll about 300 kilos at a time. It does the job. So we get that done, and yeah, we'll be flying. We'll be flying. So spraying away. So some of the spray is like a luminous orange. It's basically the colour of the joystick there. So yeah, you can kind of see an orange tinge off the spray. I'm on the GPS now, so the drill runs ever so slightly smaller than 3 meters. So it looks like there's a bit of overlap there. Probably could do with adjusting it a little bit more, but I didn't want to fiddle with it. I'll fiddle with it now next chance I get. But yeah, some of the damage there, that's sort of where a wet tram line was last year, so I'm just trying to stay out of them this year. But yeah, there's a bit of damage from tram lines last year. But look, not too bad. I'm on the GPS now anyway, so it's not too bad. So, joystick for me sprayer. So that has all my controls, up, down, tilt, you know, whatever you want, it's all there. Same controls, it's up here in the box, they're down here. You press that button, it goes red. Press it to go green, there's buttons on the back. So it's all your controls just there on the joystick. Basically same joystick, that's for the coon. So the sprayer is an Amazon UF 1801. She's 4 years old, 21 metre. In hindsight, probably should have bought a 24 metre, but we're on 21 metres at the time, still are on 21 metres, but I'd like to get to 24. But yeah, just the cost of everything now, that ain't gonna happen. So this sprayer is good enough to keep me going. So she's fully Isobus, 7 section controls. Yeah, so it's lovely and handy, you know. It's a great sprayer. And the mounted one, well, again, probably was down to cost. You can just see them turning on there. The mounted sprayer is probably just down to cost, really. The cost of them trailed ones they're through the roof. And for what we were doing at the time, this was perfect. Probably a little small now, but I can get a front tank, and I might get a front tank. I'll see It's just a matter how awkward it is to put on and off, but that'll bring it up to 3,500 litres. So you cover a fair swipe of ground with that. But the barleys will come up well. No slug damage, thank God. No slug damage, no bird damage. Everything looks alright. So I have a bit of seaweed in this, just a bit organic seaweed, just to give it a little bit of a boost, keep it green for as long as possible, because I don't know when I'll be back out on it. So we're spraying for weeds and aphids now, so all our sort of grass weeds and all the things we don't want in a crop of barley. So I don't know, after this year's price, I don't know, it's hardly worth, I don't know, is it worth growing it anymore? I don't know, it's a bit disheartening now. The price of the corn really want to come up for lads to keep growing it. A lot of lads will probably give up. A lot of the older lads, I'd say, just start to lease out their farms. It makes sense, make more money that way, I suppose. But look, we keep going at the moment anyway. Between some of the merchants there is a bit of a difference in price, so hopefully that can be sorted out. If not, I mean, just won't be going back to certain merchants. So yeah, a bit of a big difference, about €15 a tonne, maybe a little less, but it's well over the tenner. But yeah, the price of corn hasn't been officially announced yet, but I think it's at 205 roughly, I think Gambia came out with. But yeah, look, that's where we are now. So a full day spraying ahead of me here, which is not too bad. It's nice and relaxing. The weather is lovely, calm, it's not going to rain, you know, so it's happy out. You can do it at your ease, you don't need to be worrying. So yeah, it's nice to just get the spray out in good conditions. Last year would have been down to the axle in some spots. Oh god, it was horrendous last year. Would have been down to the axle. So this year at least I'm able to travel up on top of the ground. Last year I'm pretty sure I left the flotation tyres on to go out and spray. So this year I don't have to have them on. So yeah, it's not too bad. One more field left to spray now. So it's just this one here. So 21 acres in that. 22. It works out 22. So the oats, that's where we sowed the oats. You would have seen that in the last video. So we haven't got a whole pile of rain since. So yeah, it's reasonably dry. Definitely not as bad as last year anyway. Conditions are great. So let's go pick the stones now, or they get forgotten about. But there's the wheat coming up. So hopefully Dad got all his tram lines right. So more stones. But yeah, the wheat's coming up nicely now, so should get a nice kick after beans anyway. So yeah, I like watching wheat grow. But everything's starting to grow lovely. So we have a couple of sheep in there now grazing for the winter. So they'll clean off the grass, eat it all back down. We'll have a lovely fresh bit of grass for next year. So yeah, so we're spraying the barley now at the moment. The wheat will probably be another probably week and a half. Hopefully the weather holds reasonably okay and ground conditions stay good. Yeah, last year was a struggle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, just counting tram. Last year was a struggle. Just it was so wet. Tram lines were like trenches. The ruts were 2-3 foot deep. It was a disaster. So at least this year now we're getting the crop sprayed in very good conditions, and it just does. Oh, it just makes life so much easier. So much easier. So I'm going to put the hedge cover on later now, and just leave it sit on the 165 for the winter. So I'll grease her up and leave her sit on it for the winter. So yeah, not too bad. It's all good. So the trailer's on and ready to head down to the sawmills now. So we use the Smith. It's just handy with the big door in the back to fill it up. So we'll go down here now and we'll get that, and then we get back up and finish the spraying. So I've only one more bit that's fit to spray over on the main road there, so I'm going to go do that, and then just feed bed cattle and maneuver machines around because they're everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So just put a bit of semblance on the place. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to bay on here now, and I'll catch us up probably when I'm down. You're just coming into the place here now. So gonna go get a load of shavings for a neighbour. So yeah, it's not too bad. It's a handy outer one. So a lot of timber here, a lot of timber here. So we'll go in, we get loaded up, and hopefully get a quick turn around, because I'm very, very busy and I don't want to be here too long. So we'll see what happens. Sprayer's full. We're on the way now to the, I'm going to go to the other field here now and spray. So just getting bits tidied up now, sheds sorted. So that's what we're at now at the moment. This is the last tank. That'll be not all the winter barley, but half. About half it sprayed there, yeah, half. So half it sprayed, and yeah, so we're not doing too bad. It's looking well. There's just some of the bean straw bales we brought back just out of the way, but it's looking well. So I'm putting a bit of seaweed on with this mix just to keep it green. But yeah, you wouldn't even know I was in the field. You can sort of see there, apart from the tram lines there, you wouldn't even know I was in the field, like, compared to last year. It's brilliant. So yeah, barley's looking well, wheat's not too far behind. Yeah, so we're going well. Overall everything is looking up. So I'll catch up just when I'm in the field now. So this is when did we sow this? This is one of the first bits sown. So I just marked out how much is actually in the plot here, because we have the field split. But yeah, it's looking well. I don't see any slug damage. Overall I'd be fairly happy with how the crop is looking. I'm travelling around them, I'm not even picking up any muck, like, it's that dry. But yeah, just that bottom part of the field, just sort of black peaty soil. It just, I don't know, there's a lot of sterile brome in it any time we try sow a bit of barley in it, so we just opt it's safer just to leave it be. But yeah, so I'm putting on the herbicide and the aphicide along with some seaweed mix. So yeah, that'll just keep everything at bay. But we checked for slugs, no issues there. So yeah, the crop is looking really well. It's got a really good start with the weather. It's still mild, there's no frost. Yeah, overall it's just great now. But yeah, the next few days, weeks, months really, there's not going to be much field work. I'll spray the wheat and then a bit of oats, and then that'll be it for the field work. A bit of a hedge cutting there, a lot of yard work, a lot of delivering. Yeah, so it's just going to be toning it down a bit. There might be only 1 or 2 videos a month now. We'll see how we get going. This will probably be a short one, bit of an update. I'll give you a look at the cattle now when we go back, and then just talk through 1 or 2 things, and that'll be it. But yeah, it's quieting down now. The hectic rush has gone. We're getting a bit of a break now, which is no harm. But yes, once I get this bit of spraying done, I'm quite happy then. It's great to be getting it done in the good conditions. I know in England it's still wet and stuff like that, but here things are going reasonably smooth, which I'm happy to report on. So yeah, tractors all need a service now in the next coming two weeks. Yeah, just got to get them all serviced up, greased up, and just checked over, but everything's pretty much a-okay on them. Then we got the animals coming in, and just that's all really. Nothing else going to be happening. So we'll keep you updated. I'll catch up just when I get home. But yeah, you might see the sprayer actually turning off there now. We're not with the GPS, so she's fully GPS there. And obviously me auto steer here. She might knock off one. I might have caught enough of it. Yeah, you can see her knocking off there now. Back on again. So it's just so handy when you're humming. Like, I just literally turn at the headland. I don't touch anything. It turns everything for me, and it's just so handy. Like, so you can see she's gone off there now. go up here into this bit of a corner. And here we go. So you can see she's turned on there now. And she'll turn off now in a second. There's a look at the screen when it's running. So I can usually do 25 acres to a tank handy at 185 litres. At the moment I'm spraying 165 just because I got to spray 28. So I just want to get it out. Just want to make sure I get it in one run. But the screen is fairly user friendly. You just set everything up. The faster you go, the more you put out. So if I was to slow down, you'd see the pressure drop. So back down to 3 bar. I usually run about 4 bar, whatever. Usually go spray 11 kilometers. Just be handy, so it's not too bad. But yeah, had this sprayer now. I think it's just done its 4th full season. It'll be going into its 5th, so I'll have to get it tested now as well. So I'll be able to get that done easy enough. Just buy a whole new set of nozzles for it anyway, and put them into it. It's just the handiest thing to do. But yeah, we're absolutely flying. Yeah, we're just finished now, so that's it for the weekend shenanigans now. So I just have to do a bit of more tidying up, but everything is more or less, well, no, nothing's actually put away, let's be honest. Nothing's put away. Nothing is, we did a bit of cleaning up, but not a lot. So there's some more bean straw there just out of the way, because we need that shed for machinery, and we're just waiting for a few load to go out now next week. That'll be the plan, to get sort of loads out and machines moved and backed into the shed. So the cattle are all happy out. They're all in now. Put them all in. They're all in, dosed. So they're getting rid of dose in about 8 or 9 weeks time. But there they are. So I've got a new barrier there. There's on silage. So yeah, they've loads of straw. Lovely bed in there. So they're all in there, happy out. And then the bigger lads are in here, so I'm going to do a bit of sorting out and whatnot. So a bit of oat and straw, bit of bean straw, and I think this is barley straw. Yeah, so these lads are, oh look, they're alright, they're not doing too bad. They're happy out. Silage is lovely as well. So they went in on a bit of hay there for a few days just to dry them up. Just to make sure they're alright. But they're getting big now. So yeah, they're happy out. Nice and content. So the cattle are happy out. It's a good barrier, that wasn't bad value. Had to wrap a strap around it because I can't weld a little bit of a plate on here until the straw is gone. So just play it safe. It's fine anyway, it won't go anywhere, they won't get out. Even if they do get out, they won't go far. So it's not too bad. So that's the update on the cattle. That's basically it for this week, just a bit of spraying and whatnot. Next week now we'll be back to busier, getting loads out, a bit more spraying, just general tidy up. So I'm going to leave it at that for this week's video. Hope you enjoy it. I think it's a short one. Hopefully all goes well now. And yeah, we'll catch up with you next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe.